can be an exciting time when your first EiE kit arrives in the mail. Exciting and scary. When you first open the box, you may be surprised by just how much stuff is crammed in there. As educators, we're committed to the idea that hands-on activities promote engagement, interest, and learning. We also know that sorting through a pile of materials can be tedious and time-consuming. In this Spotlight video, we'll help you prep materials properly and anticipate possible problem areas so that you can implement EiE smoothly and with confidence. The first thing to do is review the teacher guide. Go to the EiE website and watch any classroom videos available for the unit you'll be teaching. It's much harder to prepare if you don't know exactly what the materials will be used for.
The binder is very, very well laid out. A piece of advice would be to read it from start to finish, and then read it from start to finish again and make your own notes.
There are two main sections in the EiE teacher guide that will help you get materials ready: the materials list and the preparation section. Read carefully. If a lesson has more than one part, each part may have its own materials list and prep section. Some units require a lot of advanced preparation, like the Simple Machines unit, or designing water filters or lighting systems. Others require considerably less, like designing hand pollinators, bridges, or representing sound. But some prep is required for every EiE unit. For example, you'll need to count out and distribute items like the tape, rulers, markers, and scissors that come in every EiE kit. In most units, you'll also need to prepare sample material bags for student exploration in Lesson 3. These bags contain small pieces of the materials that students will have available to them later when they design. It's important for young engineers to feel comfortable with and knowledgeable about the materials they'll be using. In some units, students are asked to build upon a base model of a technology. Often you'll need to prepare these before Lesson 4. You'll need to prepare as many base models as there are engineering groups in your classroom. In many units, students use a testing setup that you'll need to prepare ahead of time. You may need to cut cardboard, mark materials, or assemble items. Often, students will not permanently modify the basic testing setup, so materials can be saved from year to year.
I made sure that I took very good care of the things that I had prepped, and so that I could obviously use them again. Certainly the tombs, one of those things, once you have them, as long as you have the room to store them, you're golden for many years to come.
For every EiE lesson, there are also duplication masters in the teacher guide that need to be photocopied for every student. Some lessons also feature notes and data charts that should be set up ahead of time on large sheets. After reviewing the materials list and the preparation sections for your unit, you'll have a good idea of what you need to have available to teach the unit. Next, you need to think about how and when you'll prepare all of the materials. Detailed instructions for assembling the materials can be found in the teacher guide, but even the simplest things can be hard to put into words. If you need more help, EiE provides video instructions for any materials preparation that involves multiple steps. Go to our website and watch EiE staff model how to cut, fold, assemble, and mark the materials appropriately. Don't forget to ask for help. When there's a lot to prepare, you could recruit colleagues, use professional development days, or request parent and student helpers to help complete the tasks.
As far as preparing the materials, we were lucky enough to have a professional day right before you guys came. We cut the screens that day, we cut the cheesecloth that day, we made labels that day. We did just about everything in the binder that day.
Sometimes, preparation has to take place closer to class time. For example, some materials may dry out or spoil over time. This is the case with the mystery water concoctions in designing water filters and the recipe samples in Play-Doh. Carefully reading the guide ahead of time will help you understand if there are any of these types of materials in the unit you're going to be teaching. Once you have a handle on what you need to make, it's time to think about one last thing: how you'll set up your classroom. Remember that when kids are working on a design challenge, they tend to stand up, move around, and cross the room to testing and supply centers. You'll need to think about how to lay out your classroom so that groups can work together. There are many things to learn when implementing new materials-heavy, hands-on activities. If you think things through and know what to expect, you'll avoid common problems and save time while teaching. You'll be able to focus on your students and make the most of your EiE instructional time.